But you would be amazed at how many people spend goo gabs of money to join coaching programs only to argue with the coach or only to argue with their mentor. If you don't want to show your face on camera, yet you want to build a business online, I can't coach you on that, right? When I said, I'm gonna be coachable. I took their advice. I went out and hired my executive assistant, and she freed up so much time for me that I quadrupled my revenue. Hey, CourtneyLSanders here. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new to me, I'm a full-time online life and business coach, as well as wife and mom. I wear all the hats and do all the things, but I'm also super passionate about helping you turn your success story into a 6 or even 7-figure personal brand. And along those lines, because I wouldn't be where I am today if it weren't for the mentors and the coaches that I have worked with, in today's video, I'm gonna be talking to you about how to invest in a coaching program or in a coach and actually get a return. And this is something that I wanted to talk about for a while because I know it's very trendy and popular to be cynical and jaded around coaches and mentors. And I get it, because there are a lot of wolves in sheep's clothing, people purporting, saying that they can help you achieve things that they really can't help you do. But on the other side of the equation, right, we have to talk about what it means to be coachable and how to actually have the right mindset when you get into a coaching relationship so that you get the return on the investment that you're looking for. Because coaching is not cheap, right? I always tell people coaching is for people who want to go above average, right? Who want to go beyond. People who just want to do the bare minimum, they don't look for coaches, right? We even know this in terms of athletics. If you saw that movie, I think it's King Richard that Will Smith played in, where he was playing Venus and Serena Williams' father. He was coaching them, but then he started to look for high-profile tennis coaches for them. Why? Because he wanted his girls to be average tennis players? No, he was like, my girls are good enough where they could be the best, so I'm looking for the best coaches in the industry that can help pull that out of them. And so you have to understand that it's the same thing with you, regardless of what niche or category that you are coaching in. You have to understand that the clients that ultimately that you are looking to attract are people who want above average results, right? But in order to really make sure that you can get them that, you have to understand how coaching relationships work and make sure that you too are adopting the correct mindset, that when you get into a coaching relationship, you are getting the best results by having the right mindset as well, right? So we never want to be hypocritical and ask people to do things that we haven't done ourselves. So I do have a coach. I've coached with several people, and I've always gotten great results because I've adopted the mindsets that we're going to talk about right now. The first thing you'll need to do if you want to invest in coaching and actually get a return is you want to make sure that you are choosing the right coach. And I talk about this in detail in my video all about how to find the right coach for you, but most people make the mistake where they only look for coaches who have whatever it is that they want. And so whether it's in business or maybe you're looking for a health and fitness coach or whatever, they just see someone who has the results, right? Oh, this person makes a lot of money, or this person has 6-pack abs, or whatever it is, and they're like, that's the person that I want to be working with. I found for me, I've had the greatest results when I've worked with coaches who not only have the results that I'm looking for, but who have the results in the way that I'm looking for them. This is so important, especially in the arena of building a business, because there's 1,000,001 ways to make $1 million. There's 1,000,001 ways to be successful as a coach or in an online brand, but not every way is going to fit with you and your lifestyle. Me, I am a married mom of 2. I'm extremely busy. I have to make sure that there's time in my schedule, not just for my kids, but for my husband, and then also my family, and just many things that I want to do. And so while there might be several coaches that I could have worked with who could have taught me really great strategies on how to grow my business, the way that they were achieving those results in their business was not really conducive or in alignment with how I wanted to build my business and how I wanted to live my life. So I was very clear on not just the result that I wanted my coach to have, but the way they were getting the result. And so I've always been attracted to working with coaches who do things in a way that is very systematized and that doesn't require you to work 60, 70, 80 hours in your business, because I am a woman with a family and I do want some time for myself. So if you want to invest in coaching but you actually want to get a return, make sure that you are choosing the right coach and that you are evaluating them through the right criteria. All right, the second thing you need to do if you want to invest in coaching and actually get a result is you need to commit to getting a result. I know this sounds crazy, but far too many people get into a coaching relationship and they're like putting all of their ability to get a return either on the coach or on the program. You have to understand that you can make anything work if you're the right person to make it work. So you have to make the decision when you come into the coaching relationship that no matter what, even if I get into this and I'm like, I thought we were gonna learn this, but we're really learning this, or this isn't exactly what I thought it was gonna be. You have to be the type of person where you make the commitment and you're like, it doesn't matter, I'm gonna get the result. And again, I say this from personal experience. There was a coaching program that I joined, before I quit my job, and it was a high 4-figure investment, like getting almost close to $10,000. And I was just so desperate, I wanted to quit my job. I did not pay attention to the first criteria that was all about choose coaches who not only are getting the result that you want, but are getting the result in the way you want to get them. I was just so focused on like, oh my goodness, I just want to quit my job, So I just jumped into this coaching program only to get in there and realize that how they were teaching people, it wasn't anything unethical, but it was more so how to build your business by working with like local business owners and how to use SEO, so that's search engine optimization, and how to sell one-on-one services. And I was like, oh, this is not really what I want to do. I want to build a coaching brand. I don't want to, spend all my time creating websites selling like individual services and then trying to find local clients and then figuring out the keywords so that my website shows up in local Google searches. Like that's really what all the coaching program was about. And I probably would have known that had I spent more time like paying attention to what it was about. But again, I was so focused on that end result. They said that this is gonna help me quit my job that I jumped in there. So I jumped in there and I could have done the woe is me thing, like, oh, this isn't what I thought it was gonna be. I made a mistake. I thought this coaching program was gonna teach me how to do XYZ in this way, but it's really coaching me on how to do it in a way that I don't like. I could have said all of those things, but I'm the type of person that, again, I always get a return on my investment, even if the investment isn't what I thought it was gonna be, because that's the kind of decisions that I make going into it. And so even though it wasn't my ideal coaching program, I still got a return out of that coaching program. So even though it wasn't a coaching program on something that I wanted to do, I still got that result because I was committed to getting my result. So I just dug my heels in, I did the work, I figured out what I needed to do, and I just told myself like, hey, maybe this isn't a skill set that I want to be doing long term, but who knows, this is a skill set that might be beneficial to me later down the road. So I'm just gonna lock in and spend the time that I'm in this coaching program focused on getting a return for the investment that I made. And then once I get my return, I will pivot to something that I really wanna do. Also, and maybe it's just because I'm a positive, optimistic person, I really don't believe that any mess up can ultimately take me off track. I think all things work together for my good. So I said, well, I know I made this mistake in joining this coaching program because, it's not exactly how I want to build my business, but it just made me more resolute in how I do want to build my business. So I know that this is going to be beneficial for me because ultimately I'm going to be even more confident when I build my business in the way that I want to do it. So it's all about your perspective and it's all about your mindset, but you have to decide that no matter what, you're going to get a result, and you have to understand that that is based on you, not the coach. All right, the third thing you need to do if you want to invest in a coaching program and actually get a result is you need to be coachable. I know this sounds obvious, this probably should have been number one, but you would be amazed at how many people spend goo-gabs of money to join coaching programs only to argue with the coach or only to argue with their mentor, only to say, yeah, I know that, you're talking about promoting yourself on social media, but I don't want to show my face. Like, ma'am, again, go back to step number one. Make sure that you are looking to people who are gonna show you how to get the results, but in the way you want to. If you don't wanna show your face on camera, yet you wanna build a business online, I can't coach you on that, right? Because every strategy that I'm gonna share with you is gonna be talking about how to build a brand around you, right? My program is called The Next Big Name. So clearly you have to be visible. But I get not everybody might be into that, and there might be a coach out there somewhere. I don't know how that would work, but maybe there's someone who's doing it that can show you how to build a brand without ever having to show your face or without ever having to be visible. But once again, you've chosen the coach and you've made the commitment that you are going to get the ROI, and you are in a coaching program where you're like, okay, this is what I want to do. Please just listen to the coach, listen to the mentor. Here's the thing you have to understand. People who are where you want to be, right, and you're not there yet, you have to understand that the things that got them there aren't just certain methods, it's also a certain mindset. And so oftentimes things that they tell you to do will sound foreign and will sound crazy because you are operating from the mindset of where you currently are, and they're operating from the mindset of where they want to be. Perfect example, I joined a mastermind that was $55,000 to be just to be in there up front. And there were still payments that we had to make on the back end, but just for me to be in the room and to like fly to the sessions that were in Tampa, Florida, I had to pay $55,000 to get in there. And so I'm speaking with the other people in the mastermind. They're all multi-millionaires. They're like way more successful than me. I'm speaking with my coach about these things that I'm working on. And at the time I was kind of overwhelmed in my business because I had just had my daughter. In fact, I was taking her and the nanny with me to Florida as I was flying down to these masterminds. And so, I'm sitting in these sessions and I'm listening to everything that they're telling us that we need to do. And I'm like, yeah, this makes sense from the standpoint of I see how that could grow my business. But me, I'm feeling super stressed. I'm like, oh my goodness, how am I gonna do all of this stuff? Y'all don't know what it took for me to be here. My daughter's upstairs in the hotel room with my nanny, and now I come here and I'm taking notes on all this stuff, and you're telling me I have to do all these things when I get back home. From my mindset, I could have said, that's not gonna work for me. I'm not gonna do it. They don't understand my situation, But because I'm coachable, again, I was like, okay, I hear you guys. Everything you're sharing makes total sense. Here's my situation. Can you coach me on how I can make this work for me? And they literally told me, like, this is crazy. It sounds simple, but they were like, you're stressed out because you're focused on doing everything yourself. They're like, at your level, you should have a full-time executive assistant. And I was like, get me have a full-time executive assistant? I can't afford a full-time employee. I'm not big enough to have a full-time executive assistant. I'm not some select, it sounds completely foreign to me, again, because I was thinking from the mindset of a stressed out multi-six-figure entrepreneur, but a stressed out multi-six-figure entrepreneur who was doing way too much on her own. But I'm in the midst of all these millionaires, multimillionaires, and my coach who's a multimillionaire, and he's like, I'm telling you, you need to hire a full-time executive assistant who will handle a lot of that stuff you're stressing about so that you can focus on the task in front of you. And I was very nervous about that because I was like, hey, while I'm able to, bring her on and afford her right for a few months, I'm not sure that I'm gonna be able to pay her salary going forward for, 12 months and beyond. But wouldn't you know, I said, I'm gonna be coachable. I took their advice. I went out and hired my executive assistant, and she freed up so much time for me that I quadrupled my revenue. I made so much more money just by having her and doing what they said I needed to do that it more than covered the cost of her salary and then some going forward. Now I don't even think about that anymore. I'm like, oh, every 2 weeks, whatever, I could pay your paycheck. It's not a problem. But imagine had I thought about it from the perspective of my own mindset and not my coach's mindset, right? That's being coachable. Do what your coach tells you to do. All right, I have a lot more where that came from, but first I want to hear from you. What are you looking for coaching on? Share in the comments below. All right, the fourth thing you need to do if you want to invest in a coaching program and actually get a return is you need to prioritize imperfect implementation over perfect information. And I say this because even though a good coach is gonna share everything they know with you, they're gonna have courses and modules, worksheets, maybe like in my program, I even have staff coaches that hold calls twice a week that can answer all of your questions. There still might be things, even with all that, there still might be things who are not clear to you. And I can tell you the difference between clients who get results and clients who don't is the clients who get results, even if they don't have perfect information, they will still take imperfect action, right? They focus on that imperfect implementation. Because here's the thing, a lot of the information that you're like, but I don't have this, how do I do this? I know my coach says I need to post on social media this way and we need to do it blah, 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 but should I do it on Tuesdays as well as Wednesdays? This minutia that I find people can get caught up in. Well, you said that I'm supposed to break the content down into bite-sized pieces. Should I make it like this or should I make it like that? We get so caught up in our head because we don't know exactly what somebody means. And because we don't know exactly what somebody means, we end up not taking action. Here's the thing, take imperfect action, imperfect implementation, basically meaning the way you heard it and the way you've received it, just take action based on that. And you will get the answer based on the results that you get. Which leads us to the fifth point, don't expect perfect success on the first try. And so these 2 points go together, and why people often feel like they can't take action unless they have perfect information is because they're expecting that it needs to be successful on the first try. It's not, and that's a good thing, right? Part of a good coach's job is to get you out there taking action, because some information that you learn actually won't come from your coach, it'll come from the action that you take. It'll be the feedback that you get from actually taking action. there's things that your coaches actually don't know, right? Like, I even think about this from a health and wellness standpoint. I know there's a lot of people that go see health doctors, coaches, nurses, etc. Maybe they're having an allergic reaction to something, or I know digestive issues, and they're like, what am I eating that's causing all this, havoc in my health? Now, a good doctor, a good nurse, a good, wellness practitioner, whatever, might have some ideas and might say, I think based on what you're describing in your diet, you need to cut dairy, or you need to cut this or whatever. But even they, in a structured environment, will have you kind of test things to see what the reaction is so that they can then better diagnose you, right? They'll do an allergy panel or whatever it is. It's the same thing with coaching. Your coach might have a good idea, generally, like, okay, this is the direction you need to go, this is what you need to do. But some of that information is only gonna come through the implementation. So we have to get out of this mindset where we expect that if I do exactly what my coach told me to do, I'm gonna be successful on the first try. No, you're gonna get feedback on the first try. That's what you're gonna get. And based on that feedback, then you know what actions to take, and your coach can help you pivot so that ultimately you get the success. And again, I say this from personal experience. Same example, I'm in this $55,000 mastermind, right? I'm listening, okay, I hired the executive coach, now I'm ready to put in place all of these marketing strategies and different things that they told me to do. I did the marketing strategy the first time, and my results were just so-so. It was just kind of lackluster. I thought I was gonna have this blockbuster, launch, and that I was gonna get all of these clients, and it was just kind of like, meh, right? I could have quit and said, I knew this wasn't gonna work for me. Why did I join this stupid coaching program, blah, blah, blah. No. I knew the content worked. I knew my coach was good as what he did. I saw other people getting results with the same information. So I knew it wasn't anything that I was learning. I just knew that I needed to take the feedback that I got and adjust it and then try again. And so I thought about, like, okay, why was this kind of lackluster? Why didn't this resonate with my audience? What fell flat? And then I went back and tweaked some things. And then I had another launch, and boom, I had a $500,000 launch in like 5 days or something crazy like that. So this is what I'm saying. You're not gonna be successful on the first try, regardless of where you are in your coaching journey. I say that even for me. So we gotta get out of this mindset, because it's killing your ability ultimately to get the ROI you're looking for from your coaching programs. All right, I hope you liked this video. If all of this sounds good and you're like, well, Courtney, you're the coach that I want to work with, I would love to hear from you. You can click the links below to either apply to my group coaching program, or if you're like, no, I just want to work with you directly, you can click the link below to schedule a call with my enrollment team, and they can let you know what private coaching opportunities are available that you can join. So go ahead and click the links below for that. All right, thanks so much for watching this video. If you loved it, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe. And if you want even more where that came from, don't forget to subscribe to my podcast, The Courtney Sanders Show, on both iTunes and Spotify. And if you can't wait for my next podcast episode or my next video, make sure you're following me on Instagram. That's CourtneyLSanders on Instagram. And with that, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.